Hello, I'm Robbie Susan Chandler, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. Today I want to share a card with you. It's card number 2 in my 3-part series of Saran wrap stamping technique. And today's card features the seasonal branches stamp set. But let's take a look at the card. Here's the card. If you take a look, you can see some Saran wrap technique there, and then you can also see some of it here on the inside. So let's look at how I put this card together in the Saran wrap stamping technique. Your card base, it's a piece of thick basic white, and it's 11 by 4 1/4 inches, scored at 5 1/2. And then on top of that piece, I adhered a piece of lemon lolly cardstock, and it's 4 and 5 1/4 inches, and it's embossed with the Leaf Fall embossing folder. And this is another one of our 3D ones that you have to use our special gray plate with. So as you can see here, I have it embossed, and I just adhered it to the front of my card base. Another piece is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of Berry Burst. So I'm going to put this together so you can see. Alright, I started out with this 4 1/4 piece of Berry Burst, and then I cut it with our Countryside corner dies, and I used the biggest one. Used the largest one. So I cut that piece out, and I used this piece on the front, and this is the piece I saved for the inside. So here's my card. I was looking for my card. So this is the piece I put on the inside. I thought, well, let's hang on to that piece. Let's don't throw it away. So I used it in there. So there's this piece. And also on the front, using the Countryside dies, a step down, we cut a basic white piece, and this is not the thick, this is the regular, and we cut this piece down, and it's the next level right here. Alright, those are pretty much our pieces, except I did cut my leaves that I'm going to use on the front, and they were stamped with seasonal branches, this one right here, and this is a nice set because you have spring flowers or fall or Christmas berries, and then the fall leaves and some limbs here, and then there's a lot of nice dies. You have some limbs, the birds, more flowers, and I stamped my leaves and cut them with the coordinating die, which was this one, and then I'll also be using a limb on my card, which I cut out of Early Espresso, and then the little flowers that you see scattered around were cut with this die, which cuts 5 at a time, which is nice when you need more than one. Alrighty, so let's see what we've got going here. Alright, here's the front, and I went on and stamped my sentiment, "You're in my thoughts," and that sentiment also comes from Seasonal Branches, and the one I stamped inside also is from Seasonal Branches. "May you feel sheltered in the love that surrounds you." So I have my sentiment stamped. So now let's look at our Saran wrap embossing technique. So I'm going to start with Lemon Lolly. And what I did, I took a piece of Saran wrap and I pounced it on my ink, and then just started penciling it around on my cardstock like this. And I basically kind of covered the whole thing in the Lemon Lolly. And I made this a little handle so I didn't get ink too much on my fingers. It's just a little paper clip type thing. And then I went to Flirty Flamingo, and I made another little clip holder here. And I just pounced this one around on the bottom part. Didn't really want to put it all the way up. I just kind of wanted it down on this bottom part. I also sponged those colors on the inside of my card after I adhered this piece in. Alright, so we've got both of our colors on there. Now all my sentiments and everything that I stamped with Berry Burst. I used that since it was the major color that I used. So then I adhered this piece to this one, and I ran it through the cross hatch embossing folder, which is this one. And then I adhered it to the front of my card, just like that. And I actually put this one on with dimensionals, but at this point I'm just going to lay it on here for now. Now let's work with our leaves. I had to grab my glue. So let's start with this little stem, and you know, you don't have to put too much glue on this because your leaves are going to hold it down. So I just kind of laid it right here at the bottom. And then my leaves I colored with my blends, and I used the Berry Burst, the light one. I also used light Calypso Coral. I also used dark Daffodil Delight. And you can see my color combinations here. These are with the dark Daffodil Delight, then I just kind of touched up with the Calypso Coral, and then I have my Berry Burst ones. And then I just put some dimensionals here on the back. Let's pull these off real quick. And you know, these don't have to be fall leaves. They could be regular green leaves any time of the year. So this piece goes on with the curve at the top. Oops, didn't want to drop that on there. Kind of match it up with the ends of your stem there. Just kind of drop it on there like that. And then I cut these individual leaves and just kind of randomly place them. It gives dimension if you just like, say, let's place one right here. And you notice I got a little boo-boo right there at the top. I thought, that might be a good place just to stick a leaf. Oh, look. Yay, we covered that spot up. Happens, doesn't it? And then I put one over here. And then I added another one down here. Just, you know, they just fell off the limb. They're just kind of floating around. Then I added another one in here to give a little dimension in this area. And then let's just add one more. You know, you can put as many as you want. I'm going to add this one over here on the side. You know, this one right here, I think I'm going to move up just a touch because I've got a bow to put on. So then I just tied my bow, and I use this yellow check, but you could use whatever ribbon you want. And I'm going to stick this one right here. I like to put a dimensional on the back of the little tails going down too, because it kind of holds them in place. Alright, so here's the front. I did add a few of the brushed brass butterflies, say that fast, and some Wink of Stella. And then on the inside, let me move this out of the way. Here's your sentiment with the Saran wrap technique sponged around on it. So that's all there is to this card. I think it's really pretty, kind of different. I love the Saran wrap stamping technique. It just adds something a little bit different, and it's so easy. And I hope you like my video. Please like it, please, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. And I hope you'll give this card a try. It's really fun and easy. And until next time, happy crafting.